So for such a person, one sits down and one is first very straight. There's no hiding, there's no deception of anything. Your own fear, out in the open. We share it, very straight. But in addition, we are working on ourselves to create a space, an environment, in which a person can experience the deeper parts of their beings. And when they get to one level of it, where time isn't, then there's no more death. Sometimes I just go and I sit in a room with somebody who's dying, and I merely sit there quietly with them. And they run all of their fear through me. And what comes back is peace. Because I don't have any fear of death that I can touch at the moment. To me, death is a process of just leaving what you thought you were. Not what you are, but what you thought you were. They run their fear through, and what comes back is peace, and they release a little bit. And then they run more fear through, and they get back peace. And they run more fear through, and they get back peace. Until you can just feel them. They're just like a flower, opening and extending and opening out. Until again and again you're sitting with somebody who is in incredible pain and suffering, and they're saying, "Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm feeling such peace." At the same moment, the ravages of cancer or extreme heart conditions or whatever, Hodgkin's disease. I was working with a boy who just died 2 weeks ago. And I would come in each time, and he would be agitated and irritated, and he had bed sores, and there was a lot of pain and suffering. And I'd wash him and help change him and just be with him. At the same moment, I was just being quiet inside my own being. In other words, I wasn't coming on to him. I wasn't saying, "You ought to go deeper in yourself." I wasn't hustling him. I was merely working on myself in his presence. The result of that was that very slowly he started to let go of identifying with the body, identifying with the pain, the psychological part, and started to experience just a spaciousness in which he could see death. Death comes, birth comes, life comes, growth comes. For you to be of any use to someone that is dying, for me to be of any use, there is one simple rule. You work on yourself. You don't work on the other person. We have a model that is so deeply ingrained in us often as professionals. You are healing someone else. You are doing for the old people. You are doing for the young people. You are doing for the dying people. I have a very simple rule in my life: work on myself. Because all I can offer to you or to a dying person or to a marital problem or to some child, I can only offer my being, and my being is the result of everything I've done in my life to get to where I am. That's all I have to offer. But if you can flip through those channels, that love is not conditional love. It's not based on individual differences. It's merely the love because you are seeing the divine plan made manifest again. Every moment of your life, once you understand the purpose of it, is your vehicle for awakening. This moment is your vehicle for awakening. If you're uncomfortable at this moment, okay, you're uncomfortable. Allow it. If you're fascinated, be fascinated. Allow it. Give it space. Give it space. Imagine a picture, and the picture is a picture of a cloud. And if the cloud fills the whole picture frame, all you see is the cloud. And you're totally immersed in the cloud. But allow a little teeny bit of blue sky around the edge of the cloud. And then imagine identifying with the blue sky instead of the cloud. From that point, you can say, ah, cloud. The difference between I'm depressed or I'm depressed versus, wow, am I depressed? Or I'm depressed versus, look at that depression. Whew. Boy, I don't think I'll ever get through that one. Wow, that's a heavy one. Boy, that's the worst depression I've ever seen. I don't think people live through those kinds. Now, the second kind I'm doing is showing the ability to keep a sense of humor in the middle of the depression. Well, if you've got a sense of humor, how depressed could you be?